dark.
Well, it's because you're staring at a very bright light.
Because I'm staring at a bright light.
The camera is, yeah.
Oh. I don't know how to fix that because I need that light.
You let me do my thing.
Yeah, I'm not
So
live
over
on.
here, you got image adjustments. We are live on YouTube now. So here you can. Turn the brightness up. Yeah, that'll work.
Sure.
It'll be a very bright screen behind you, but it is here too. So.
Yeah.
Put a filter on it.
When I stand closer to it, it looks terrible. Oh, it just needs to be regular. When I stand closer to it, the light, like the brightness, will kind of dim down a little bit because I'll be in my way. I think.
I turned off autofocus just because you're mostly going to be looking out here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
Sure.
Great.
I need to print out some more of these tonight too, probably.
Okay, so this is your chat here.
Oh, that's it. Okay. I mean, I'd be surprised if anybody hops on, but
You'll find out.
I'll find out. Thanks, baby. Hey, Jess. I was just thinking, so mainly I'm talking into this camera. It puts me like way over there because the camera's facing so much that direction. Can we get the TV one to be like more of this side and less of this?
Okay.
You see
I
what
thought
I'm
you didn't want
saying?
the hallway then.
I don't think you'll get the hallway.
Yeah, because we're at the door.
No, you're on that side.
Right.
Oh.
That's the door.
Can you zoom in any more, or is that just the angle?
I could zoom in more, but then
Or just bring the camera over there, because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to be over here talking, and then I'm like at the very corner of this, which I guess is probably fine. I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
That's up to you. I can center the.
Yeah, maybe get it so it's like sees me more.
Oh, why this thing doesn't pop up? What is it called here?
It's probably that purple thing.
It's not. It's something else.
Think I can make a basket? Boom, big shot.
4 points.
That's 4 points.
So we'll keep this here, and then what we'll do is there. So if you need to change any of it, you can. We'll do that. There's your chat, and there's this. So if you wanna, you can go. If you want to go on, you can.
I'm just thinking like, that's fine. Let's just, well, no, because I don't want the hallway. I mean, you're just going to.
You're gonna get the hallway any way you want it now, unless we zoom way in. Which is fine. We can do that too.
Do that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. That's a lot of me's all in one screen, so that's kind of weird, but. Can you get me a blackberry seltzer? Yeah. lost their actual minds today. Hey, Sola. Cheese nudes. Rick, Jean. Naked Pears. Hi, guys. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Just starting up here. I'm getting my lanyard on with my phone. Just sold a pair of pants on eBay, so that's fantastic. All righty, and we're doing something new today. Hiya. Hey, Elizabeth Phillips. I'm doing something a little new today because I'm going to start putting these up on YouTube so I can have links, and I already have kind of a following on YouTube. So my husband was like, hi to God. My husband was like, why are you not also streaming this on YouTube? And I was like, I don't know. He's like, because if you put it on YouTube, then it stays on YouTube. And then these don't just disappear. I'm like, oh, so yeah, so we're going to be streaming these on YouTube as well now, which is super exciting. So they'll be there afterwards, rather than, I guess TikTok kind of saves your after or your lives, but then you have to go in and download it, and it's like crazy amounts of space. So I might as well. I mean, I already have a small following on YouTube. I think I only have like 2,000 people or something. So it's not like, I mean, that's not a crazy small following, but it's not like some of the people that are like, I have 100,000 YouTube followers. I'm like, I don't care of that, but that's okay. Might as well. Okay, so today we are going to be getting some pictures. I was supposed to be on last night doing this. I was supposed to be on this morning doing this, and we wound up actually getting new internet. So that's exciting. Hi, Jessica. So we got new internet today, which is fantastic. We've just been doing Spectrum, which is here in Texas, but the Frontier fiber cable finally came to our neighborhood like this week. So we were able to sneak in and get an appointment today. Johnny Cajun Roots is my cousin. Well, welcome in, Johnny Cajun Roots, if you're here. Or maybe I'm supposed to know who Johnny Cajun Roots is. I'm not really sure. But Cajun food sounds delicious. So yeah, so we got new internet. So it should be exciting. I think that things should even run smoother than usual, which is fun. And let's get started. So we've got some clothes we're going to do today. Looks like today is like Nike. We've got some mossy oak, I think. We've got some sports stuff, some camo, a giant flag. We got some jeans, some anime stuff. So today's kind of like what I would consider like a bread and butter kind of day. Hey, Pooh, YouTube, but it's all good. Well, now I have to look up who Johnny Cajun is. I'm writing this down or I'll forget. Let's see, Johnny. Let me write it here. Johnny. Of course, my pen's not going to work. Pencil. Johnny Cajun. I'm going to figure out who that is because now you got me curious. Hey, Just, can you find me a pen? My pen just died. All right. Odette wants to know if you have Disney. Mary. Oh, my gosh, you guys. So Mary is my best friend Tina's daughter-in-law, and she has the cutest little girl. Her name is Odette. And even though I don't get to snuggle with her in real life, I get to snuggle with her via Facebook. I don't have any Disney, like, I don't have any baby clothes at all. I don't do baby clothes. I mainly do like guys' clothes. You know how I dress, Mary. Like, I basically dress in like dude clothes. So, hey, Raptor. All right. Yeah. So today is just kind of bread and butter today. And I'm going to be showing you some tricks. I'm already going to get this question, which is, what is this box? How do you make this? And I actually did a video earlier today. So I spent my morning doing an entire tutorial on how we built this, as well as all of where you can get all the items that we used to build this. And all of that is in this trusty phone right here. And I'm going to get that uploaded to YouTube tonight because in YouTube, I can have all the links and stuff there so you can find the stuff. I know I want to snuggle her too. I love and miss you too. That's my Washington family. Okay, so let's get started. This will be on YouTube today. You can find me on YouTube. I'm Nice Comps, and that will be loaded up later tonight after I get off here. And you'll be able to see how we built this amazing light box. This is our third one that we've done. The first two ideas we had were terrible because that's how ideas go. And then this was our third attempt. And like, we screwed up so much the first 2 times that this time has turned out awesome. I was about to take some pics, but I'm tired of these 12-hour shifts. Dude, that is true. I cannot imagine. When I first started doing this, I was still working, doing marketing. And so I can't even imagine trying to like do a full shift in this. I mean, you guys are brave. They're doing that. Hey, C. Smith. Hey, Jamie. All right, let's get started here. The first item we have today is, oh, we already have one up there. So this is a pair of Miss Me jeans. I actually just picked these up at a garage sale for $2 on this last Saturday. So we're going to get some pictures. Now, while I'm doing pictures, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and ask. If for some reason I miss your question, thank you, baby. If for some reason I miss your question, it's not because I'm rude or a jerk. It's because I just didn't notice it. So feel free to ask again. Hey, Gigi. All right, let's get this party started, as they say. Okay, here we go. So first things first, we are going to get a picture of the fronts. Now, whenever I first start taking pictures for the day, I always get a photo and then take a look at it and see how it looks. So pretty stinking good. Not bad. Hey, Liz. Yeah, not bad at all. So I don't think I need to adjust anything. I think that looks pretty good. Our exposure, I think, looks pretty good. So I don't think we need to change anything. Sometimes I'll mess with the exposure a little bit. Just look at both photos. Actually, second one turned out even better. Look at that. That one's even better. Smooth. Good to see you. Reap what you sow. Okay. All right. I think I am more entertained by TikTok names on TikTok than anything. So I always take a picture of the zippers. Now, a lot of people will just say it's zip closure or button closure, but for me, it's faster to just take a picture of it than it is to write that on every listing. So I take a picture of it. The next thing I do is the waist. And let's take a look here. Looks like these are going to be like a 32-ish, almost 32. And then we're going to have hips. And on women's jeans, hips are kind of usually, especially on these low rise, it's usually kind of just at the bottom of the waist. Or I'm sorry, the bottom of the fly. And then we're going to do rise. We're going to put our exposure down just a little bit because that's starting to look funny. And let's get a rise. These are in crazy good condition. I mean, they look like, I don't even know if these really got worn maybe once. So we're going to do inseam after we do the rise. And then one of the things, if you joined me before, is I always do the ankles. Because I feel like, you know, I don't want to get a message back that's like, I didn't notice that the ankle was so crazy. I can't wear these. I want a refund. And if I can avoid all of that business, I will avoid it. I'm just lowering this here so I can balance my ruler on it. All right. Then let's flip it around with our hanger here. If you have not, oh, look at all that hair. We gotta get that off there. If you have not had the opportunity to get yourself hangers that swivel, spend the $20 or whatever, $10, whatever it is. Get yourself some hangers that swivel, because I'm telling you, it is like a serious game changer. So just getting a little bit of all the little things off. These are so new that they're literally like, I mean, they've probably only been washed a couple times, so you still have all the like denim fibers on there. All right. Oh, did I miss something? I see it. Never mind. Oh yeah, now you're seeing it. Always. Any listings I have that don't have measurements are listings I need to go back and completely redo them. In fact, we have 2 shirts today that we're redoing because I had no measurements on them. I was like, why isn't this sold yet? I'm like, oh, there's no measurements. Like, nobody knows what the size is. Okay. And then these do have like a little bit of lineage on the back here. I'm going to get, my camera feels fuzzy too. I'm going to get a picture of it, but I feel like, let me take a look at that. I feel like that is, I can't tell if that's a stain or not. So I always keep like Little paper towel action. I've got just a tiny bit of OxyClean. And I'm just going to lightly, and by lightly spray, I mean lightly spray. And I'm just going to kind of go over that and see. Oh, you know what that is? These have sat for so long, probably new and not worn, that they just literally got like almost crease discoloration just because they probably like maybe the environment was warm that they were in. So we'll probably mark those down like a couple bucks less than I normally would. But we'll still probably get, I don't know, 20 bucks from these. I spent $2 on them. So can't go wrong with that. So yeah, that's really interesting. You don't see that very often where they literally just have like lines from sitting folded for so long that it's actually discolored. Hey, Robbie, good to see you, Donna. Then after I do the measurements, I move inside. So the first thing I'm going to get is the name of the jeans. And in this case, we're doing Miss Me's. So that's what these photos look like. Just getting that. What's up?
You just keep doing your thing.
Oh, okay. And then we're going to get, this is husband. This is guy that helps me with all the electronic stuff because my brain doesn't work this way. And then it says these are signature boots. And then on Miss Me's, I always make sure I get this tag too because this will have the style code on it. And that will help you to find another pair on there so you can just do sell similar. How many of you guys list straight onto eBay? What's your guys' method to your madness? So I personally list, Chris says, hi, husband.
Hi, Chris.
I personally list on eBay first. And then after I do eBay, I load it into Vendu. And then from Vendu, I cross list onto Poshmark, Mercari, DEPOP, and some Grailed. I usually only do Grailed just for like the really fancy or expensive items because that just seems to be what I sell on there. I've never really sold like lower end stuff on Grailed. That's pretty much just been like what the name is, which is like Grailed. Then my method is I always take a picture of the bag because it's got the number on it. And that's my SKU number. And then that way, if I transpose the numbers or I can't find it or something, then we will be able to find it later. We'll put it into our accidental stolen Target basket. It really was an accident. I know somebody's gonna be like, it wasn't an accident. I'm like, no, it actually really was. But I'm not giving it back. Not giving it back. So $8.69 is our SKU for this one. Ooh, this is a really nice pen. Whoa. Toll pen? Dang. We probably did steal this from somewhere. We probably stole this off the counter. eBay for you. Okay, eBay, then Posh manually. Okay. Yeah, because Chris, you're not doing cross-listing stuff yet, are you? With like a platform or anything? Like Vendu or anything? Hey, Sugar, good to see you. West Coast in the house. Hey, hey, hey. What are the pros and cons for eBay? I want to list on Poshmark, but want to list on eBay. You know, that's interesting because what are the pros for listing on Poshmark? That's my question. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't sell a whole lot on Poshmark. I think it has to do a lot with like your market and what you sell. So I sell a lot of men's clothes. I sell a lot of vintage clothes. I sell a lot of shoes and I sell a lot of hats. Those are kind of my main things. And then bags, a little bit, and then vintage toys. So for me, I mean, I only get like 1 or 2 orders a week, maybe on Poshmark, but I get like, I don't even know. What do I get, guys? 20, 30 orders a week on eBay, 30 or 40 orders a week on Depop. So I don't know what I would do if I was just listing on Poshmark because I feel like I wouldn't sell much. But there's people that do so awesome on Poshmark. So I think it has to do with what you sell. Here's how I look at it. The more platforms I can be on, the more people that are seeing my listing, right? So if I am on eBay, let's say I list and, you know, there's 2 million people that look on eBay. Okay, awesome. That's 2 million people looking at my stuff. But if there's also 2 million that look on Poshmark and 2 million different people that are Mercari shoppers and 2 million more people that are Depop shoppers, well, now I'm marketing to 6 to 8 million people for that one item versus just 2 million. So it just ups your percentage chance of being able to sell it. That's my take on that. How to sell on Poshmark today, it's definitely more preppy, business casual over there. Yeah, and that's not really my style. Now, that's not to say that I don't sell stuff on Poshmark, because I do. It's just not as many. Hey, nurse, good to see you. Hey, first order Jen, Leanne. Hi, guys. Okay, so we got Miss Me's. Now, one thing I do for those of you that have never joined us before is I use this here that I make with my ruler and a marker, and I put down the information so that when I sit down to get my stuff listed up, I have everything here so I can quickly get my listings up. I really believe in doing batches of things, meaning if I can take pictures of all jeans at once, or if I can take pictures of all clothes at once, or shoes, or I can list all the shoes, or I can, list everything onto eBay, then into Vendu. It's like I try to do things in batches because I just feel like I get more done. So these are the signature boot, and I don't write down a ton of information. What I'm really looking for is what the original size was. So it looks like these originally were like a 29 by 34, I think. So let's take a look and see what they are now. And that's why it's important to take measurements, because I guarantee you they are not a 29-34 anymore. So let's see. We've got our ankle is an 8.5. Oh my gosh, I love this pen. You guys, if you have never tried this brand of pen, try it. This is awesome. I don't know where we got it, but it is great. Okay. So inseam is 33.5. That was for Chris. And then it looks like our rise is an 8 on these. Our hips are like a 32-ish on the hips. And then it looks like our waist is I'm going to call it, it's 15 3/4. So 31, we'll say 31.5. Really, honestly, they're about a 30. So this is interesting because these are supposed to be 29s. They're supposed to be 29-34s. They are 30-33 and a halves, or 33.5. So that's why it's important to be taking these measurements. So what that tells me is the person that owned these before the person that's going to be owning them now, they must have had a little bit wider waist. They maybe stretched them out just a tiny bit. So that's good to know. It's good to know that they haven't shrunk. So they're going to fit anywhere between like a 29 to a 30 waist. Yeah. Do you prep your eBay listings and photograph inside the listing? Liz, I'm wondering what you mean by that if I didn't already answer your question. So I take pictures of everything at once, then I sit down and then I get those into eBay one by one. Yeah, 0.5, baby. Hey, Bradley. Okay, so that's Miss Me's. Let's move on to another item here. We're going to get a little drink of seltzer water. Okay, and this is a Tommy dress. This was in our, I think this is one of our garage hoard items, if I'm not mistaken, meaning that if you guys haven't joined me before, last summer, I went sourcing the entire summer, every Friday, Saturday, and some Sundays, and I bought boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes, an entire downstairs room full of stuff. Knowing that I was probably going to be moving and not sure where I was moving and worried I was going to move somewhere that didn't have good sourcing. So I wanted to get as much as I could so that I had it. And then I packed it away. So it's been in boxes in my garage for a year now. So yeah, after we get all this stuff listed, we're going to get into the garage. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight. We spent all morning getting new internet, which is exciting. And while the guy was here installing the fiber internet, I did get the video made for how I made this. So for those of you that want to see that, I am going to upload that onto YouTube tonight. And I'm doing it on YouTube because it's a little bit of a longer video. I think it's like 2.5 or 3 minutes long. And then that way I can also have the links in it so that you can find the stuff. I do the opposite of you. I put all my descriptions and drafts and lists perfectly. Then I take pictures. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Isn't it so crazy how we all like do something totally different? My question to you then, nurse, is when you're doing the descriptions, do you just have the item with you? So you're like typing the information in while you're doing that? Because otherwise you'd forget like if there's flaws or something, right? Okay, so let's get this up. So this is a Tommy dress. I don't think this is super vintage, but I do think this is probably like a late Y2K item, just judging by the tag. And yes, I have a string attached to my lint roller. I know someone's going to ask about that. I love having this like this. It just makes it so easy because then I can drop it and I don't have to like worry about picking it back up. Okay, so we're gonna get a picture of this here. We're gonna get it smoothed out. Smooth that dress. Smooth that dress. All right, this is gonna look really cute on somebody. Okay, let's get a picture of this here. And then for clothing, tops or dresses, I do shoulders first. Then we're gonna do length. So I'm gonna snug that up there. So especially with stuff like dresses, that's so important because there's girls like me that are really tall that, I mean, finding a dress that's long enough for me is really difficult. So not that I really wear dresses much, but when I have before, it has definitely been a little difficult. So a little lint roll on this. Make her look all pretty again. Nothing's worse than ordering something. I try to buy from resellers as much as I can because I want to support the business. It's just I've always bought stuff secondhand. Get yourself a little pair of curved scissors too if you don't have any of these. These things are great. And there's nothing worse though than buying something and then ending up like getting it and there's like 14 pounds of dog hair or cat hair or human hair or yeti hair, bear hair, fox hair, any hair, really getting that. And it's just like, so it just feels like it kind of takes like the specialness away, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. If you don't, that's cool. All right. And then I'm going to get a picture of this arm because of some of the threads have come up just a little bit. My philosophy is take pictures of everything, right? It's not your job to decide if someone's going to be happy and want to buy something. It's our job to find a need and fill it, locate a problem and solve it. So I find a need by finding things people need. I find a problem and my solve is to take a picture, have someone see the picture, and if they still want to get the item, perfect. Yeah, flipping, that's cool. All right, yeah. I make a stack that my husband does pics when I sleep during the day. I'm a night nurse. Oh, that's so cool. Isn't that neat how we all have our own little situations? It's so gross when I get something with hair. Oh, yeah, God, it's so gross. WhatNot sketches me out. I don't think I've bought anything on WhatNot yet. I've just seen some horror stories. Had so much human hair all over the wool coat. Oh, God. Ugh. I only work 3 days a week, 6 days. Is that why you're always up so late at night? You guys, like, there's so many of you that, like, I was laying in bed last night and, like, Arizona, and there was some other people. I can't remember who all was on. I just remember Arizona because he had a Eagles head on. And I was like, are you guys right there? Like, yeah, go join us. And I'm like, dude, I'm in bed on TikTok at 11, just like randomly scrolling while I watch some Star Trek. But you guys are up late. Hey, James. Yeah, you guys are up late. Okay, and then we're going to get a picture of the inside of this. There really isn't too much information. It just says like Tommy Hilfiger. I didn't see, so on most Tommy clothes on the bottom right, there will be like, oh yeah, here it is. I was going to say there should be some information. Let's see how on the money we were with the year, if it's even on here. No, we don't even have a year on here. So interesting. Yeah, Tommy's funny like that. Like I'm going to still get a picture of the tag though, because it says how much cotton it is. Tommy's funny like that. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I don't know who else sells Tommy, but it seems like some of the clothes have dates on them, and it'll even tell you like the full date, like 04/06/92 or whatever. And then other stuff doesn't. So I don't know. I don't know what the method to the madness is on that one. Tommy Hilfiger, if you're watching, I'm curious, right? Hello, friend. The other night, Arizona until 4 a.m. What? Are you serious? Dang. 4 a.m. I'm getting up to like use the restroom. That's like halfway through the sleep time. Okay, so we're gonna put this in a bag, get a picture. I have my Rolo scale here. I'm gonna make sure it's not over a pound. It's not. I didn't figure it would. I just always check because you know what? I sell stuff on Mercari, and Mercari is outrageously picky about weights. They do not mess around. So if you're looking to sell on Mercari, make sure you get the right weight in there. Maybe go an ounce or two over, because you can't choose how much someone's going to pay for shipping on there. So, what's up, Jesse? I fell asleep in Arizona's in the live and home at 3:30. Oh my gosh! I've been going to sleep at 5. What are you guys doing? How are you staying up that late? Like, I'm impressed, man. You guys beat me, that's for sure. Okay, so we got our Tommy dress, and we're gonna go ahead and put this stuff down. Hey, if you're joining us on YouTube, good to see you. I'm not ignoring you. I just got multiple screens up here. We're helping the masses today. Okay, so 877. What did we say? This is a large, and then the chest looks like it is a 21, so 42 around. Our length is a 34 on that, and our shoulders are a 16.5. I'm going to go ahead and write flaw on here so that I remember to write that there's a few of those threads missing. So this is what it looks like when I do this. It's not a crazy amount of information, but it helps. Coffee. Yes. Chris, you know I'm drinking my coffee all day. We sleep during the day after sourcing. Oh, that's smart. I don't wait till later. I'm on more third shift. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know, I've had a YouTube following for a while, and Justin was like, why aren't you just putting these lives up on YouTube? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even think about it. I mean, I've only been going live on here. It hasn't even been 2 weeks yet. Or maybe it's been almost 2 weeks or something. I don't even know, but it hasn't been that long. The amazing, you want to go live when she's done? Yeah. Is your YouTube name the same? Yeah, it's the same. So it's just nice comps. Good evening. Yes, I know. I love Sugar's name too. Okay, moving on to our next item here. So we got a 511 Tactical. This is a Bolo brand. If you guys ever see this, and it's a reasonable price. This brand is super sought after. I can never keep it in my store. It doesn't stay in my store longer than usually a week or 2 max. Now, this isn't total Gorp core because it's more just a polo, but someone's going to buy this because they love 511. They want something that's lightweight and breathable. They want that kind of military aesthetic kind of things. Yeah. I love that you're an entertainer. That makes me happy. Okay, here we go. We're going to get pictures of this. So let's just get this up, and then let's smooth this sucker out. And there we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's get a picture of this. And then we will do shoulders. Now, if this is an extra large, if this was any wider, I probably would have folded these arms down because then it looks really, really wide in the photos. But I wanted people to be able to see, in this one, it's got the breathable armpits in it. So that's very, very important. Whoever's buying this is probably going to buy it because of that, because it's got like a breathable mesh net in the pits area. So I want them to be able to see that. But normally I will fold these in. Otherwise, your picture, when you go to put your square photo up, it just looks like super blown and weird. And it's more likely to just get scrolled past. So I just sold the same 511. You did not. Are you serious? Yeah, exactly, Flippin'. It, for some reason, it's just such a popular brand now. So I always get it as long as it's reasonably priced. I mean, if you're getting 511 at Goodwill, you're probably not going to get a good deal. But this is most likely just a little, it's probably a garage. I'm sure it's a garage sale item because I don't really do too many thrift stores. I did see Bearded's new video though, that Care Bear. That's like super crazy score. That's amazing. All right, we're gonna get it in a bag here. I'll never be able to go live. Don't even know how to make videos. Only 2 or something. Hey, you'll get there. I mean, I started out with that too. So, and I just started posting and it just kind of grew. Yeah, I am actually, I will say I am lucky that I have Justin because he understands like technology stuff so much more than I do. I am not necessarily a technology girl. I love it. I use it, but I don't necessarily get it. Okay. So this is a 511 and we are SKU 878. Yeah, 6XL shirts and pants. So for the shirts, I will fold everything kind of in. For the pants, I only do them sideways. So I'll put them together, get a picture of the back pocket and the leg, other side, flip it, get a picture of the inside of that side of the leg, inside of the other leg, rather than the whole expanded waist. And then that way you can fit it all in. At least that's my trick. Thanks for the like. I like you too. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, so what do we got here for the sizing on that? Oh, did we even do the sizing on that? See, I get talking. Yeah, it works. It was trial and error on that one, Chris, because I could not figure out for the life of me how to get pictures, because like our photo booth area is pretty large. But I could not. I tried to put the pair of pants up there, and it was like, no way was that going to happen. And I was like, okay, how can I do this? So it was just like, I took enough pictures finally. I was like, oh, okay, I figured it out. All right. Speaking of big, we're going to photograph a really big item here next. So this was an XL. I can't believe you just sold one just like this. That's so funny. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, they definitely sell fast. So our chest is 23.5, so that would be 47 around. Length is 30.5, and our shoulders are 18. And there's that shirt. Yeah. Ooh, Flippin' Nurse got the #1 gifter badge. Ooh. It says live goal achieved. It just like did a, what does that mean? It just applauded and then there was confetti. I don't know what any of these things mean, you guys. I'm so like, I don't know nothing. I'm cooked. All right, we're going to go ahead and photograph a large item. Do you guys remember, for those of you that were with me like a week or so ago, I got this at a garage sale. Does anyone remember this? And I couldn't figure out like what it was. It's so cool. I almost wanted to keep it. I don't know where I'd put it. I don't think my house is big enough for it, but it was so cool. And I wasn't sure Chris remembers. I didn't know what it was. So I had to go down like the Reddit rabbit hole to find this. So, and we're going to hang this up in here. I'm going to show you guys how I do this. So on this, in this, I don't have the top attached. So I'm able to like put my hangers up here. So that is how I get pictures of large items here. Isn't that crazy? And it looks like it wouldn't fit in the frame, but it does. So let me make sure I can get the whole thing in here. We're going to scoot this over a little bit. Yeah, so I go down this Reddit rabbit hole and come to find out this is a band. So this is a band. And they were super popular, I guess, like, looks like maybe like 2016 or something like that. And then there was some sort of scrutiny with the drummer doing something inappropriate or something. So they had to like, I didn't spend too much time on it, but like, I guess they fired the drummer and then they got a new drummer and then something happened with like the singer and then he was almost canceled or something. So they didn't play for a while, but they just started playing concerts again, I guess, like a couple weeks ago. So hopefully I'll be able to hit that sweet spot of like somebody that, you know, really likes this band and is just excited that they're touring again or like whatever the situation is. So this is what I do for these. I'll put it inside and get a picture of the full thing. And then not everything's see-through. This one's a little see-through so you can see the bars there. But it gives you just an idea. And then we'll get it measured. I'll make sure I get a picture of this little label. It says No Sleep Records. So get that. And then that way people can see. I will also get the grommets up here. And then we will get this measured and figure out the length. So then I usually just go like that. You remember, Sugar remembers. Oh, thanks, you guys. Yes, Nurse, tap the screen. Show some love. It shows in the pic. It's sheer, though. It's good. Yeah, but that's why I do the second picture where you can see down. Like, anyone that's buying this is going to know what it is. They're not like, oh, she's got the bars to her shelving unit in there. Ridiculous. Throw it away. Like, I don't know. Maybe some people will, but Thanks, Peach. Okay, so let's see what the length is on this one. And we are at, what are we at? This is a long boy. So we're just gonna put this out, lock that, and it looks like we are at 50, little over 59 inches. Looks about right. Let's turn that one more time. My fan's blowing it. Yeah, I'd say it's about 58 inches. And then what I'll do is just get a picture of the half of this. Like, what is the half width? And then that way I can just double it. So let's see, 17. So if I just take this to 34, then I can lock it. And then I can just get a picture of the 34. Does that make sense what I'm doing? Rather than trying to stretch it out and be all super fancy with it. It's like, I just need to know the general measurement of this. And again, this is one of those things where someone's buying this because they want this, not because there's 800 million of them for sale. And they're like, well, that's weird. That one's 34 and a half and the other are 35 and 3/4. It's like, they're getting it because they like this band. That's what they're getting. So, yeah. Hey, photo baby. Photo baby. We are taking photos, baby. Okay. And then we'll pack this guy up. Like I said, I mean, I don't know this band. I actually listened to some of their songs, and it's kind of in the wheelhouse of the music I listen to. So that was also kind of cool and strange. But I don't like them enough where I'm like, oh, I'm going to keep this, you know, warrant. Oh, I did make a decision, though, about something. You guys would like to know my decision about something. So do you remember the other day when I got that umbrella Resident Evil 2.0 t-shirt? Does anyone remember that? So I got this really cool Resident Evil t-shirt, and I made a pact with myself because if I don't if I don't make a rule about things, then I will just keep t-shirts because I'm a total t-shirt junkie. Like, graphic print t-shirts for me, that's my kryptonite. So I kind of have to make a deal with myself. Like, if it's something I really wanted on my bucket list, or it's a band I listen to that like on my Spotify I listen to all the time, or if it's something I had as a kid that I wanted again, or so I kind of have these like made up rules in my head. So my rule with most shirts is if I can sell it for over $20 and it's not something I think I'm going to wear like once a week, then I sell it. Okay. Yeah. Chris remembers this. So I looked up the comps quickly and I thought it was going to comp for over $20. And then when I did my research and I actually went to list it, I realized that it does not comp for over $20. There was one for over $20, but it was brand new with tags. The other ones were only worth like $8 or $9. So I was like, I'm keeping it. So I am keeping the Resident Evil t-shirt. You'll probably see me wearing it this week. I'm very excited. Like, as much as it would have been nice to sell it for over $20, like, it does make me happy that I get to be within my rules and keep it. I know. Isn't that silly to have my rules? New shirt. I know it's so silly to have like rules for yourself, but like I literally have to. It's a problem. I am so insanely into graphic t-shirts that I will just keep them. Never get high on your own supply is what Justin says. Wait, isn't that something else? Okay, I think that's a song. All right, next we've got, he's laughing at me. Next we've got this is a no-brainer pickup. So this is a Jamaica Jacks. We got this, I think we got this week in garage sailing, unless this was in our, see now I can't remember if I got it at a garage sale or it was in our garage hoard. This is 100% silk. So if you see any of these kind of Hawaiian dadcore shirts and they're 100% silk, pick it up. Pick it up. Hi, Jeff. Okay. The sell-through rate on these is awesome. And then we're going to use our tape just to kind of tape the shoulders back a little bit so that it looks nice. We're going to remember to take our tape off so that our customer doesn't get tape on their shirt because that would be weird. I'm sure it's accidentally happened before with me. I've got no doubt that that has happened. Okay, then we're going to do shoulders. And I don't always do sleeves on short sleeves, but for something like this, I do think it's important. I know a lot of people always do the sleeves, and there is nothing wrong with that. To each their own. I just don't find I get a whole lot of questions on the sleeves usually, but stuff like this that's dad core, people want to see the length, the bagginess. If you're an actual dad that's going to wear this, you want to make sure it's going to cover your upper arms and stuff. So I will get the sleeves on this. It's a really nice shirt, actually. Like it's very soft. The pattern is actually really cool too. This is, I'm guessing this is probably like 2000 and I'm going to go with like a 2008 would be my guess. So it is most likely a Y2K situation, which is great. That just means we can, you know, sell it for a little bit more there. I use a flat lay hanger to hold the shoulders out. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Trisha Smith 86 sells them. Ooh. All right. Let me take a look at that. Trisha Smith 86 for flat lay. I am interested in seeing that. I'm a gadget girl, man. You show me a gadget that's going to help me save time, and I am all over it. Her husband makes them. Oh, cool. Fantastic. Hey, Tammy. I know that there was another gal that Laura had told me about that makes like these kind of hangers, and we're going to do this item next. So with like the wide shoulder with the swivel, and I got a hold of her. I wound up just buying these, which is fine, but I got a hold of her, and she said that they were in such high demand that she didn't have any. And I think her husband makes those, but I don't think it was Tammy or Trisha. I feel like the name was different, but maybe. I spoke to them, maybe I spoke to her like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months ago, something like that. I don't remember. I have extra if they're out. Okay, great. I wonder if it is the same person. I'm actually curious on that because if it's the same person, then that's 2 people that have recommended that. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to put this in here, and then we're going to write down our numbers. So it looks like this is 870. 870 is our number. Into the stolen target basket. And we're going to bust out our fancy pin here. I'm telling you guys, this is like the greatest pin I think I've ever used. So every once in a while, I wind up taking random pictures of stuff. So there's underneath my table. Because it like my phone will bounce and I'm like, oh, what's that? Okay, so this was an XL and this was a Jamaica Jacks, and we've got 100% silk, and it looks like the sleeves on that are 11. Oh my gosh, you guys, by the way, I finally got the last pair of shoes listed this morning from our haul. We were without internet for a while today, so I didn't get as much done earlier as I wanted to because you're getting new internet. But I could not believe it. I mean, gosh, we took pictures of what, 31 pairs of shoes. Normally, I would have gotten them up a little bit faster. I could have usually have gotten them up just like that night. But a bunch of them were like really rare, weird, old, like 90s stuff. Like those, oh, by the way, Chris, those Nike Air Icaruses that I had, those, they were, I think they were 94. They're the special edition. So they were the special edition release that was released. I literally, and I cannot, I'm not kidding you, I can't even over exaggerate this. I went down rabbit holes trying to find another pair of those, and I literally could not find that color scheme online. Like, what is the join my team? I see that join my team every time, and I don't know what that means. Oh, thanks for, hi Arizona. We were just talking about you. Were your ears burning? We were talking about how you were a bird. Yeah, so I priced them kind of high because the other ones were priced at like around 80. So we priced these ones, I think, at like 90 something. So, I mean, they may or may not sell, but the person that's buying these is buying them because they were like an SE, which on Nike's always means special edition. So, like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I couldn't find much either when I tried to comp for you. Yeah, they're just like that color spectrum with the peach and then the hot yellow swish and then the purple and the blue stitching literally doesn't exist. I was born to fly like a bird. So whenever you find something like that, too, guys, don't be afraid to mark it up a little bit. I mean, the worst thing that happens is you just delist it and relist it again later. But it's worth to see if there's somebody out there that's been maybe collecting these shoes and this is like the one pair they've been looking for, because you never know. Hey, Courtney. All right. I am warm today, you guys. It was 106 here today, and the door and the garage were open half the day because like I said, we were getting new internet today. We were getting fiber cable internet installed. So the worker people and the guy that had to install the box inside and stuff was in and out. So the doors were open, and it's like, it's so warm. Any update on the hood sneakers? Nothing. So I went down the Mitchell & Ness rabbit hole, kind of looking, trying to see what I could find. Couldn't find anything. If you guys weren't on, I still have them sitting in here. If you guys weren't on the other day, we have this weird, crazy mystery pair of old hood sneakers. Long story short, this brand is the brand that did the original Converse, and these are like ancient old shoes. So I got these from an elderly lady who said that they were her mom's. Like, that's how old these are. So, I mean, look at this box. Like, this is old. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do next is try to, like, maybe get a hold of Mitchell & Ness and send an email. I don't know if they'll get back to me as easily as Hood did, because Hood got back to me. They couldn't figure it out either. So it is a weird, you were searching those. Yeah, I can't find them. I mean, you're freezing. I'm so jealous. They are a mystery of all mysteries. You know, to this day, it's the only thing I haven't been able to successfully find through some Reddit or rabbit hole somewhere. So it's really weird. I guess the next thing to do would be to try to find maybe a Converse Reddit group and see if maybe I can get it like a post up in there. It's a weird one. It's definitely a weird one. Okay, so our next thing here. Oh, by the way, some of this anime stuff we got wound up being vintage, so that was awesome. I didn't realize that. I thought it was all newer stuff. So this one is newer though. This is a Demon Slayer. Looks like this is they don't always have a year on them. Yeah, there's no year, but I'll be able to find these online here. This is probably like a 2019, 2020, I would guess, somewhere in there. But the graphics are like fire. They're super crispy. So let's get this up here and we will get this smoothed out. And he's going to need a little bit of lint roll love because it is a black t-shirt and they just literally pick up everything in the universe. All right, here's that. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see if the newer internet improves like the stream and all that. We didn't get it because of that. We got it because we had Spectrum, and not only was it super expensive, but our like first year deal was almost up, and it drops here all the time. So I'm a big video game girl. That's one of the things I enjoy doing on my downtime is gaming. And it was just dropping me out of games, and it was just like so frustrating, you know. There you are, you've got your 40-10 or 50-3 or something on Call of Duty, and then all of a sudden it just drops you out. If you don't play games, you have no idea what I'm saying, and that's okay. But there's nothing worse than having like an awesome game. You're just killing it, And then all of a sudden the internet just drops out. Like, it's so frustrating. So excited to have that. And actually the fiber internet is less expensive than the other one, which is great. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, you found some interesting stuff, didn't you? So James says, the only thing I found is BF Goodrich acquired hood. BF Goodrich, I was trying to remember what the tire was. I couldn't. Acquired hood in the 30s, and I didn't know BF Goodrich made shoes. Yeah, so they don't. So from what I understand, and this goes for Hood with Converse, is that Hood was a rubber company. And then Hood paired up with whoever it is that started making Converse. And Hood was the company that supplied the rubber. And then a different company supplied the canvas, thus making it for this other company to put them together and make shoes, which was Converse. So that's why Hood claims, hey, we helped make the first Converse. So my thought is, if they helped make the first Converse, and then they immediately started going into making, or then the rubber stopped being made for any shoes and was only made for tires, then deductive reasoning says that they have to be some sort of Converse universe shoe, because from what I could find, Hood didn't supply rubber soles for any other company. So, and that's the other thing, is it could just be some sort of strange prototype. For Converse in that era to make women's sneakers would have been insane. So my thought was, were they specially for something else? Were they like for the military? Let's say that they made them for nurses or candy stripers or something. Did they make these shoes for a utility purpose? Because the thought that they would make women's sneakers for how old those are, that wasn't really a thing. And I wish I would have asked the lady more information at the sale that said that they were her mom's. It was at a local one here in my neighborhood. I don't even remember what house it was. And I think that might be kind of strange to go back. Hey, I'm just wondering, was your mom? But if they ever have another sale and I see this lady, I'm going to ask, because it's just such a random mystery. And they were made in Watertown, Mass. Oh, interesting. How do you make the sleeve stay that way? So it is a felt. It's a special kind of felt that I got at Hobby Lobby that doesn't leak fibers. Yeah. So Chris, that's exactly what I thought, was that maybe they were like some sort of prototype situation. That was the thought anyways. So yeah, so I'm going to keep going down the rabbit hole. If for nothing else, it's a fun mystery. And if it turns out to be something really cool, and it turns out to be something that a company, that I'm able to get in contact with them, like I said, I kind of thought the guy from Hood would be interested. I mean, maybe I should just message them again and be like, hey, my friends and I are really trying to figure these shoes out, and we can't. Do you have anyone that works for the company that maybe has been around longer than you? Because that's the best way, I think. Like, he didn't seem interested, but yes, it is tilted. So if you follow me on YouTube, it's just Nice Comps. I made a video this morning. It's in my phone. I need to upload it. And it's of how I made this, everything I used to make it, where I got those items. And then they'll have links in there so that you can see the exact things that I got to do it, whether you want to get those exact things or not. It'll at least give you an idea. And that should be uploaded tonight. I wanted to get it done earlier today, but we were doing the internet thing. Okay, so Demon Slayer. But aren't you guys proud of me? I said I was going to do it, and I actually did it. I did it. And this is a large, and we don't know the year, but I bet I'll be able to find it online. Okay, so our chest is 21. Looks like our length is 30. And our shoulders are 19. So pretty standard. Hey, Vicious, good to see you. Welcome to Thursday. Oh, is it Thursday? Welcome to Thursday. Oh my gosh. My life is, I don't know what day of the week it is. I almost always know it's Monday, though, because I know when I have to ship. I ship usually Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but depending on the week, I may not ship on a Wednesday if I didn't get tons of orders. But That doesn't seem to be the case recently. It seems that we are shipping all the time now because we have gotten way busier, which is great. Let's see. I think we sold 7 things today. I think it was 7 things already. No, you didn't miss much. We're just hanging out telling stories. Vicious, you're going to be proud of me. I finally did the video on how to make this. And it's going onto our YouTube tonight. So it's just nice comps at YouTube. So I knew you'd be proud of me. Okay, let's get this up. We've been talking about doing it for, you know, over a week now. So it's nice that I finally did it. Okay, so this needs to be rolled out. This is one of those where I'll probably fold the sleeves in. I think it's going to be too wide if I don't. Got to get this off here. We need to do our peel and get all these little goobies off. Nobody wants hairs. Oh, here we go. Do we got a year on here? Nope. It's so weird how they'll write information there, like on the shirts, but then they'll write like the same stuff they have on the tag, but they won't write down the year. Okay, so we're going to fold this one in on this one because it's just going to be too wide and it's going to like take away from the graphics if I don't. So that's a little trick that you guys can do, is to fold that in. If you're having issues with like your pictures looking too large, because when the picture looks too large, then you can't see the graphic. And so people are scrolling a mile a minute. So you want to make sure you're able to catch them. So we've got shoulders, then we've got length, then we got chest, and then we'll do the back, which is probably going to have to also be lint rolled because it's probably just as goobery. So yeah, if you guys are getting this felt and you're going to do this with this foam board, just make sure that you get the one I got was from Hobby Lobby. I don't know, you can probably get it other places if you want to, but it's the kind of felt that doesn't, like, the fibers don't come off. And if you're wondering when you go to buy this if it will or not, just take a little bit of tape with you, and while you're at the store, go like this and see how many fibers come off, because you don't want the kind you don't want the felt that, like, where the fibers leak, because they have that kind. Yeah, I know, exactly. So many people asked about that. So now I'll be able to just like point them over to the YouTube video rather than like explaining it every time. Not that I mind, but I know everybody else that's watching is like, oh my gosh, we've heard this a million times. So, hey, Gives Back Dogs. Hi, Rich. Oh my gosh, it was so cute, you guys. So I was getting some listings up before I got in here. I was finishing up those shoes. And all of a sudden, I feel like this like thump on my foot. And I'm like, what in the heck? And I look down, and Jack's like under the table, which he's not really supposed to be in here. He's had like a really needy 2 days. It's really interesting. But he had brought me this little ball. And then he's just sitting there looking at me like, it reminds me of like when you have like a little toddler and they're like, Mom, play with me, I'm bored. So I took a little break and we played fetch with this little orange ball, but it was just so stinging cute. It was just like thunk on my foot. You know, I think he's okay. I think he's just having, like, I've been monitoring him. He's going to the bathroom. He's drinking water. He's eating. I think he's just having a weird couple days. I think originally it probably started because of the full moon, because he does get a little strange around that time. And then today we had fiber optic cable people in and out of here doing work and installing boxes and doing all this stuff I don't understand. So there's just people in and out of the house, and that always gets him like going a little nervous. So hi, Kim. Hello, Kim, as well. Hi, Jen Hug. Hi, Kachi. I love that name. Okay, 881. And that is a Demon Slayer. That is an XL. We don't know the year. Our chest is 23.5. Our length is 29. Our shoulders are 21. And if you want to see what this looks like in this box when I take pictures, so see that this is why I fold those arms down, because if those arms were extended and I had to pull further away to get pictures of that, you would totally lose what the graphic looks like. So I usually take them like that. Then the next picture I'm going to do is always kind of up close on graphics, because people want to see like how cracked is it, especially someone like me that like I buy graphic t-shirts. So that's what I want to see, is I want to see like how cracked, you know, an item is. And then we've got shoulders, length. So this is how I do my pictures, chest, and then back. So, and then of course, tag and the number. Okay. And that tag one has like the tiniest little white hair on it, which is going to drive me crazy. So I'm just going to crop that just a little bit. It's like a micro, tiny little hair, but on the picture, it looks like it's 4.5 feet big. There we go. That looks better. There we go. That looks better. I'm using your listing to find keywords to use. I had some Levi's today. Yes. Yeah, we sold some Levi's today too. That's so funny. Hey, West, welcome back. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, get in there and look at those Levi's tags, man. I'm telling you, those descriptive words, they work every time. Okay, drink of water, Lou. Okay, next thing we've got is something. Now, this is something I don't normally pick up. This actually probably will when it's selling on Poshmark. I don't do a lot of women's clothes, but this is a Lane Bryant. It is new with tags. It was $52.99. So I'm going to pick it up, especially because I got it for like, I think this was $1. So of course I'm going to pick this up. I used to put them in my description, but stop. I figured they didn't get picked up. Yeah, no, they do. 100%. And any reseller that tells you they don't, I will die on this hill, because I sell a lot of jeans. That is kind of my biggest thing I sell. I mean, we just shipped out like 8 pairs the other day. So I sell a lot of jeans, and I know that the listings I have where I don't have description words or descriptors at the bottoms in my descriptions of tag words, trigger words, whatever you want to call them, they don't get picked up as much. In fact, I'm still going back through my old listings and getting descriptors in there, because my new ones sell. I believe in putting the date, the year, if you can, in the description and in the title. And then I also believe in those trigger words. Yeah, exactly. Always getting better and not sitting idle. That's why it's like the first thing I do in the morning is I get up and I watch people. I watch other resellers. I watched a really good Kaylee video this morning. Actually kind of started my day. Hey, Randy. All right, let's get this hung up here. And just get her as smooth as we can. She's supposed to be, so this is called flowy or billowy. Any clothing that's like that, those are descriptive words for that. And so we're going to get a picture of this here. And then we will do the shoulders, which, I mean, this is kind of like, this is supposed to be a loose shirt. So the shoulders are not crazy accurate, but someone that's buying this, it is probably getting it because they want it to be kind of like more of a flowy. It's a flowy top. It doesn't have like a real like stopping or starting point for the sleeves or anything. It's just kind of a more of like a boho chic shirt. And then since I've got this hanging, we're just going to get a picture of the size tag there. And then we're going to flip this around, try to keep it on the hanger if we can. There we go. Perfect. And picture of the back. Great. Perfect. So this stuff, when I get this kind of stuff new with tags, it seems to sell fairly quickly. Okay, and get this up there. Perfect. Hey, thanks for the follow. Oh, I'm glad you found me as well. Welcome to my channel. I'm loud and real weird. So if you like loud and weird, I am your gal for sure. I am very excited to meet you. Okay, So let's get this in a bag. It looks like this is going to be number 882. 882, what you gonna do? Let's get this in there. All right. Perfect. Do you guys have any good dreams last night? What did you guys dream about? I actually didn't have a nightmare last night, which is like really awesome. I don't know if you guys were here for the story the other day. I had a dream that I was Kurt Cobain's manager. That was super cool because I tend to have like nightmare dreams. I know that sounds terrible, but I don't know if it's because of, you know, what I watch or just the way my brain works. But I definitely usually have nightmares. So it's always exciting when I have good dreams. You tacos? You dreamt about tacos? Oh man, you're gonna make me hungry. Oh, dude, you guys, Justin made the most killer pho for lunch today. I usually just have a smoothie. But yeah, he made me pho of all pho. I'll have to take a picture of it next time. Like we got some pho base off the internet and then noodles. And because we were buying it locally, but I was like, I am not spending $15 on pho again. So now we're making it ourselves for like $3 and I'm just growing the basil for it. Oh, it was a nightmare. My mom and I drove up. Oh God, that's terrible. How do you keep costs low with lower priced items? Because I buy stuff for super cheap. So I am a garage sailor. 99.9% of everything I get is from garage sales. So that's my thing. And I am pretty quick at garage sales. So I try to get through like anywhere between like 20 to 40 on a Saturday, depending on how many there are. So I really stock, source as much as I can in the summer. And then now that I'm in Texas, it's kind of more year round. If it starts to run dry, which it probably will, like around February-ish, it'll start to slow down, January, February, then I'll just truck my butt up to Austin and go to the bins. But I try to like get stuff for as cheap as I can. I used to do Goodwill. When I first started, I did a little bit of thrift store. I do have one local thrift store, but honestly, it's like the price. It's so less expensive at garage sales that I'm able to keep prices low. Yeah, Misfit, you're a garage sailor too. Yeah, in my opinion, it's the best way to source just because you get stuff for such good deals. And I can do like a let's make a deal. Now, it is a commitment because I am up at 5 a.m. every single Saturday to garage sale. And then I'll go out on Fridays if there is a bunch on Fridays, or usually isn't kind of where I'm at. It's usually Saturdays. So it's a commitment. And you have to get fast at it, and you're driving a lot, but I pop on a podcast and I have a lot of fun doing it. So garage sales up here aren't good. Yeah. And again, this is dependent on where you live. So not everyone is going to be in an area where that works. If you don't know, there's another reseller interview tonight, I believe at 7 p.m. Ooh, who? Interview for what? Where's this interview? It's the best way to learn too. I love asking, what's this? Yeah, me too. I can hustle all day. And Arizona Pickens hosts. Oh, fun. Nice. Fantastic. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's almost 8 here. I don't know what time 7 is where you're at. Okay, let's get this up here. All right. And this one is a SL. The sleeves aren't like crazy large though, so I think we're okay not folding this one in. And I'm excited to get through with this stuff tonight here. We don't have too many more, which is great. That way we can get into the garage tomorrow together. Today did not happen with getting the internet up. I did get a delicious loaf of sourdough bread baked though. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to have to like, hey honey, did you get lunch meat at the store? You absolutely did. Ooh, we're going to get some sandwiches tomorrow, kids, with homemade sourdough bread. I love making our own bread. It is so much less expensive than buying it from the store, and I don't have to stress about the chemicals. The last time I bought bread out of the store, I was reading the ingredients, and I was like, I don't even know what any of this is. Like, I don't know one thing that's in here. And we were buying Dave's Killer Bread because I do know what the ingredients are. on the organic whole grain version of that one. But it's so expensive. Oh my gosh, we went to get a loaf of it and it was like $8. It was like $8 for a loaf of bread. I mean, in our family, that's going to be gone in 2 days. Like, I think an hour. I just got home, so I'm a hot mess. No worries, Vicious. I need your motivation to live. My desk pile is growing and growing. Get a mortgage and expensive power bills and see your bank account. That'll motivate you. Of course he did. What is your starter's name? My starter's name is Odo. So O-D-O, which you think it would be O-D-O-U-G-H because it's dough. But it's Odo, named after the changeling from Deep Space Nine, because it's just this gelatinous thing in a bowl, and then I bake it, and it turns into a hard loaf. So his name is Odo. That is how nerdy I am. Hey, Jamaican, hey, Ramona. Okay, getting a picture of the back of this one, and then we're going to get the tag on this. What do we got here? This is Toilet Bound Hanako Kun. I have no idea what that is. Do you like that name? I struggled with trying to figure out a name for so long. And then I was watching Star Trek at night to go to bed like I normally do. And it was the episode. Oh my God, I'm such a nerd. Dude, husband, I'm nerding out. Is the episode where Odo's dad, or the guy that helped raise him and taught him how to take full form, is on the show. And he's like, Odo, if it weren't for me, you'd still be up on a Cardassian shelf with the words unknown sample, which Odo is unknown sample in Bajoran. Oh my God, I'm such a nerd. Light bulb moment. Oh man. You know what I love about it though is I can totally be myself with you guys and be my like nerdy geeky self. It's totally okay. And I love that. That makes me feel good. Oh goodness, that's so funny. Oh honey, I'm nerding out in here. As it should be. So we got 21.5 on the chest. We got a length of 28, and we've got shoulders of 20. And then what was the size on that one? I think that was an extra large too. Perfect. You're people. It could not be that name from that point on. Exactly. That's what I said. All right. We got another anime. So another Demon Slayer. This is from the movie Mugen Train. I listed the other one the other day and saw this one. So the comps on this, I think, were like $13, somewhere right in there. So it's not like a crazy thing, but I mean, I probably got it for like 50 cents. So it makes it worth it. Tis makes it worth it. Perfect. And we're going to fold the sleeves in on this one because this is definitely a bigger one. And let's get a picture of the front. These are all in really good condition too. Like this lends me to believe that someone's kid was really into this for a minute and then either grew out of it or decided they didn't like anime anymore, or that they, didn't like this particular show or movie anymore. It's kind of what it makes me whenever I see shirts that are in this good a condition, or like a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend bought a bunch of these for their partner for Christmas or something, and they decided that they didn't really like them or got tired of it or something. This one's got a little bit of pilling in the back, so we're just gonna bust out our little thing here. If you guys don't have one of these, you can get them. They're all over Amazon. Thanks. Do you find sell-through harder at yard sales? What do you mean sell-through? I don't do garage sales. Clarify what you mean on that West Coast, because I'm not sure what you mean. Do you sell on WhatNot? Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, I was going to ask you guys. Okay. Remember when we were photographing shoes the other day together, and there was somebody on there that was like, oh yeah, no, I'll totally, hi YouTube, by the way, I'm not ignoring you. I'm here. So do you remember when we were talking about WhatNot the other day, and I was like, I want to do WhatNot, but I don't really understand it, and I don't know how to set things up quickly. And there was somebody on that was like, oh my gosh, I do a ton of WhatNot shows and I will teach you and I'll help you. Just shoot me a message. So I was like, wonderful, I will shoot you a message. And then I went back and I couldn't remember the name of the person. I went back and tried to watch the live recording on TikTok. You know how you can watch your old live recordings? And it said, I'm sorry, TikTok has an upload error. So I couldn't get the video to play. So now I don't know. So I looked in WhatNot to see what the name of the person was, because I think I followed them, but I don't see that I followed anybody new. So I think maybe I forgot to click follow. Does anybody remember? Misfit, I'm writing your name down. Thank you. I would be so happy to have some help, because I've got like boxes of these like band t-shirts and stuff I wanted to sell. I've got a ton of plush I'd like to close out on, but I don't have a following. I don't know how to do it quick enough to make it advantageous. I'm afraid of making 800,000 mistakes because I've heard a million horror stories. So that would be fantastic. Mom bought for kid because kid refused to go shopping. Kid didn't like shirt. Yep, that's how it goes. I saw what was it? No, it wasn't Bearded. I would remember. No, it was like I want to say their name started with an S or a C. And I just can't remember because everyone's name's on TikTok. It's not like their name is just like, you know, Anna Smith or something. It's always like something that's a little bit harder to remember. Coop. Oh man, James, you could be right. You could be right. Oh my gosh, James, if you remember that, you literally have like the best memory of anybody I've ever met. That's insane. Your Misfit finds on WhatNot. Okay. Misfit finds. Okay. I am messaging you. I'll message you on WhatNot. Is that the best place to message you? Do you want me to message you somewhere else? TikTok messages seem like they always get buried. So whatever you think, hey, Monster Joe, whatever you think is the best way I would love to help because I want to do it. I feel like now I've watched too much information. So now I don't know what to do. And I've got 400 things in my head and that's the way my brain works. Okay. So if you guys haven't gotten one of these are fantastic. It's just like a lint shaver. You can get them on like Amazon or whatever. And this one's got just like the tiniest filling. It's like so small, but you know, this takes 10 seconds to do, and it just gets rid of all of it. Boom, done. I love that thing. All right, so let's get a picture of the back of this. We just took the t-shirt and made it worth $2 more by doing that. So totally worth the 10 seconds to do that. Okay, cool. I'll message you on WhatNot. I figure that's just easier. I don't know why TikTok makes it so impossible to see messages. It seems like things just like get buried in there. I did get a couple interesting messages recently. I'm like, okay, well, that's always fun. I got a message. Someone wanted to know if they could take care of me. I was like, I could take care of myself. I'm very independent. Okay, so let's get a picture of this. This is an extra large. And like I said, the other one, I saw this print. The other print I have for it is a little bit more rare, but this one isn't quite as rare. So it probably is like a Spencer's or something like that. Danielle Denta, what is going on? Hey, honey, Danielle's in here. Oh my God. Yeah, he says hi. I miss you too. Danielle and I used to work together doing health and wellness stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you in here. Well, Danielle, I'm back at it, being live and crazy. You want to know what's funny, Danielle? Is I've only been doing lives on here for like not even 2 weeks yet. I was so nervous and terrified to go lives on here, which I know you're like, what, Charity? That's crazy. You're so loud and you're never embarrassed. But I was like nervous because it's like a new platform, but it's been awesome. I was thinking of you the other day. Oh, I love it. I love that. That's fantastic. Build a following. And so that's my question too on WhatNot, stuff like that. It's like, yes, I want to build a following, but how do I build a following and not just sell things for like $1? Because that's just not worth it. Yeah, I'm getting used to it. I wish you the best too. Yeah, Danielle, good gravy. What an amazing and cool person. Her and I have had a lot of fun together. Do you guys remember when you fed me vino? Like one class, and I was like, woo! Oh my gosh. We have definitely had some fun together. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this was the other Demon Slayer, and this was an XL. Looks like our measurements on this, our chest is 22. If you are just joining in, I take pictures of the measurements and then I write them down in my little handy dandy notebook because I want to be able to just get all these listings down at once. So 22.5 on the shoulders. Tampa days, baby. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I'd have the energy to do that now. We danced the night away. We had a good time. Okay. What do we got next here? So this is a Denim and Supply, Ralph Lauren. This is a really unique find. So it's like a silk satin on the outside and on the inside. It's even got like a place for like a pen. It's got like all this, it's got like a fancy pocket and more different pockets here. I've never seen one of these. It's got a faux pocket here that's not even a pocket that you can take the stitching out to make it a pocket. So this is really interesting. This is definitely one of those like kind of interesting finds. It's got a little bit of discoloration on the label there, but anyone that's buying this, you know, people don't generally buy things like this so that the label looks nice. They want it to look nice when it's on. And especially for something kind of strange and unique like this. It's almost like, it's like a tuxedo jacket almost, but in the camo aesthetic. So I just haven't seen anything like this before. This is definitely a different find. So we're going to do shoulders on this one here. And let's see, we got sleeve length. Perfect. And then we've got chest length. And then the whole length. And then I'll make sure I get a picture of the fact that the label is kind of stained here. I also want to get a picture of the fact that it has this button there. Because it's like I said, it's just a really unique and strange find. So this was, did we just get this at a garage sale? I don't remember, you guys. Was this, no, I think this was in the garage hoard stuff. I don't think this was a garage sale. I don't remember picking this up anywhere here, but I mean, it would kind of make sense that this would be something I found in Texas with the camo, but people wear a lot of camo up in Washington too. So it very well could have been that. And then the sleeves even have like satin buttons. So I want to make sure I get a picture of those because it's like such a unique jacket. Have you guys ever seen anything like that? Yeah. Surf Sub would love this piece. I invited him. I want to see some Denim and Supply. Yes. Yeah, so this is such an interesting find. The tag has a little bit of discoloration, but it's like fully lined with like a satin material, and then it's got like the tuxedo button. It's just such an interesting piece. I'm really curious what the history is on this. I'm not super familiar. I don't sell a ton of Denim and Supply. If I do any sort of Ralph Lauren, it's usually more vintage polos and stuff. That would be kind of more my niche. But I mean, this is such a cool piece. Yeah, tiger print camo. Thank you. That is what that's fine. Yeah. I was ready to tag K-Way if you didn't show up. Nice. Yeah, super crazy. Like, this is like one of the rarest pieces that I've seen, and it's like pretty beefy. Like, it's got like some weight to it. So, and it looks like it was barely used. Like I said, the only thing I see is just a little bit of discoloration up on the tag, but those large cream and white tags get that a lot. So yeah, have you ever seen one of these before? Yeah, it's like a blazer. It's got one button here, and then it's got buttons up the side, and it has the buttons are like a satin, which is let's see, what was the material on this? It is it says 100% polyester. The lining is 100% cotton, 100% polyester lining. which that must be, I don't know if that's the silky feeling I'm feeling though. 100% acetate. That's got to be the silk feeling that I'm feeling. So it's not, obviously it's not real silk or satin, but haven't seen it. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look at this. This is like easily one of the most unique pieces I've seen. Like it's got the satin button here, or silk or whatever that is. And then it's got the buttons here. And then the whole inside of it is like a silky satin feel. And then it's got mass amounts of pockets. So this pocket here, it still has the stitching. It's never been opened. So you can, you know, open it once you purchase it. And then inside it has this really interesting, unique pocket. It's got like the triangle separator so that you can put stuff in and then keep that flap down so it doesn't pop, so stuff doesn't pop out. So it's got a lot of like really thoughtful things in it. And then on this side, it's got the place for a pin. And then it has a whole nother, oh my gosh, wait, is that a whole nother pocket there too? Yeah, I think that's a whole nother pocket that just hasn't been unstitched. So it's one of those, like you can unstitch it if you want, I think is what's going on there. Yeah, it's really interesting. You see one up on eBay for $180? What? Are you serious? It's never the things you think, right? Oh my gosh, honey. This jacket, they see another one of these, the camo one I have with the silk inside for $180. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what it's worth. Maybe they're just asking that, but that's money. All right. Dude, I had no idea. I literally was just like, huh. But then once I started like taking pictures of it, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of like really thoughtful things on here. For sure. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Chris, yes, I like that. Pays for the new fiber optic cable, right? No, actually, ironically enough, the fiber optic is going to be less expensive than our Spectrum was, which is ridiculous. Like, that's ridiculous because Spectrum was not good. Like, that's so weird. No, sold, so you're competing against that listing. Yeah, so I'll just mark it for less. We do need trigger words. That's going to be all the Westerns you could think of. Western style, cowboy, ranch, Yellowstone, Santa Fe, New Mexico, New Mexico. We're going to also do camo, military, digital, tiger. We're going to do wedding, dress up, date night, sexy. I'm going to probably have like 60 words in there. Photo of listing setup. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So, CC, this, I did a video early. This will be on YouTube later today too, and how I made this. I see $100 bill for sure. Yeah, but it's a cool piece. Period. To find a unique pieces. Me too. Not mom, but nope. Not prom. Thank you. Ride a cowboy, save a horse. I always say ride a punk rocker, save a horse. I know it's not the same, but that's okay. All right. So we've got a shirt here. So this is a good example. My hanger's backwards. Of a shirt that I've had for a while, and I realized why it hadn't sold. So this is a vintage Champs. I was actually really surprised this hadn't sold, and I couldn't understand why it hadn't sold till I realized I had forgotten to do measurements, and I had forgotten to take pictures of the back. So there you go. There you go. A reseller. I'm really interested in this reseller interview situation. Okay, so going up here. And we're going to fold this over and get a picture of this. And I have pictures of the front of this, but I think it's with my old setup. So the pictures aren't even going to match. So I'm just going to do new ones. So that just goes to show you, that proves like this listing had no descriptive or trigger words. It had no measurements and there wasn't a picture of the back. And it has been sitting, it was sitting in our store for over a year. And I just could not understand why it hadn't sold. So now, of course, I understand. And I bet bottom dollar that this probably sells in the next like 10 days. Because like I said, it's an old school Champs. There isn't, more like this online. So it's very unique, but just having the right pictures and all that will make a big thing. You're super jealous of the listing station. Well, like I said, I did a video on it, so you'll be able to see exactly how I did it. And this is all just like handmade. This is just a shelving rack without the shelves in it. This is all this is. Like, and a foam board. You know, I got a little fancy and put up some decorative stuff because if I'm going to sit in this room all day, I wanted it to look cute. Like originally I just had it with the cardboard because the sides and everything were just cardboard to kind of block the light. And I just constantly felt like I was in a room that wasn't cute decorated. And it's like my living room is decorated really cute. I have a ton of like framed punk stuff and I've got like a whole wall of Star Wars stuff. And so I like being in my living room. And it's like, well, if I'm going to be in this room as much as I want to be in my living room, then I want it to look cute. So 40 minutes. Yeah. So, and you guys will have to tell me too, because that's probably about the time we'll be off here. You'll have to tell me how to like get off or send people that are watching this over there. I don't know how to do that. Do you accept offers? Always. I always accept offers. 100%. No reasonable offer refused. I figure people are like, I think about how I am at a garage sale, right? I want to feel like I got a little good deal. I want to feel like I got something great. Person that's selling it wants to feel like they got a good deal, that they're giving away something great. And that's kind of how I think of online sales. It's just, we're all a big garage sale, basically, right? So I want everyone to feel like they're getting a little bit of a deal. I always mark my prices and my shipping and everything with the idea that I am going to be sending out offers. I am going to be running little discounts. I do free shipping bundles on DEPOP. So I keep all that in mind when I'm doing my pricing, and that allows me to give people a deal, but then also allows me to make sure I'm recouping my money. Yeah. You can only tell you. What about the people who offer $5 on a $50 item? They're just, hey, you know what? Any sale's a sale. I've had people that have offered me the most ridiculously low prices, and I'll come back with, let's say it's a $50 item, right? And they send me an offer for $5. I'll send them an offer for $42. And I'll just say, I have it in my text replacement. It's as lowest as I can go. So I just start typing lowest I can, and then my text replacement will pop up. And it just says, lowest I can go. I hope this works for you. And I've had people actually purchase the item at the price I sent back versus the I'm not going to sell for $5, but I am going to counter them because everyone's different, right? Yeah, we don't know what's going on in someone's brain. That might be an opener for them. Maybe they're just trying to josh around a little bit. I don't take any offense to it ever. Exactly what Justin said. The answer is always no if you don't ask. Okay, so here is another item. So this is one of the very first pieces of clothing I ever listed. I got this at Goodwill before I was garage sailing, and I thought for sure that this would sell. This is a Y2K Vans off the wall, super unique t-shirt. I didn't see another one at the time online, and it has sat in my store. This is one of the first t-shirts. So I did mainly jeans at the beginning, couple jackets. What number was this? This was number 44. So this is like at the beginning, right? I guess it's not the first thing I listed, but it's close to the beginning. And I haven't been able to sell it. And I'm like, why haven't I been able to sell this? So when we were doing our cross listing the other night, I looked it up and I was like, oh, no measurements. My description was Vans, cool skate shirt. No size. Wasn't men's or women's. No color, no description, no measurements, no nothing. Just Vans, cool skate shirt. So hey, we all start out somewhere, right? So we're going to get some new photos of this one. And then I guarantee you this probably sells in the next week or two. All because I have just gotten better. Like we hot mess ourselves, right? Our way. It's what do they say? It takes 10,000 hours of doing anything to become an expert. When I first listed this, I'd probably had 10 hours into the whole thing. So now we definitely, I don't know if I've got 10,000 hours, but I got a lot of hours into this. So we should be able to sell this. And of course, our descriptive words are going to make a big difference. So we're going to have like you know, skate, surf, skater boy, BOY and BOI, SK8, surfer, Cali, SoCal, longboard, point break, 90s skater kids. I mean, there's a million of them I could think of. Yeah, it is pretty funny, right? Do you play with those buyers like a cat and mouse? Yeah, I like that. I was going to say, DM, you're freaking nice because I'm not so nice. And it sells in a day. Well, grunge. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's just like, I look back at those old listings and I really, if I didn't have, I'll be honest with you, if I didn't have, yeah, look, 44, if I didn't have the, like tenacity to not quit once I start something, I am outrageously determined. If I spend money on something, I'm going to figure out how to do it. And then two, I had so much stuff from when my mom passed away that I had to get rid of, and eBay was the solution. And so if I didn't have that stuff and I didn't have the time to do it at the time, I don't know, would I have kept with it? Because I was so bad. And I was like, I sucked so bad at selling stuff. So, or at least sucked at selling this kind of stuff. So I think it was just like doing it enough times. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, do you feel like you were hot messes in the beginning? I mean, I know I did. So, hey, Siri, not Siri. It's funny. I get it. Okay, so now we've got measurements for this. That's going to be exciting. So 20.5. We got a length of 28. We've got a shoulders of 21. And I don't like the way that tag picture turned out. So we're going to do that again. See, it's why it's good to be looking through your photos when you're doing this. It's because every once in a while I'll look at a picture and I'm like, it just looks like slightly smeared, or like it just didn't come out as clear as I want it to be. So I like looking through those when I'm doing this so that I can get a better picture of it. There we go. Much better. Abso-freaking-lutely. James, you felt like a hot mess too? How long have you guys been doing this? How long has everyone been doing this? I'm curious. So, like you guys know, I started doing this. My mom passed away in May of 2022, and I started kind of getting into selling some of her stuff like in January, February-ish time of 2023. And then I hurt myself and I was out of commission for, 6 months. Then we moved. And then I hurt myself moving. So I've been only really, I would say steadily doing this 4 months, and then dabbled for like a few months before that too. I've sold ever since eBay started. I'm sorry, excuse me, Vicious. You've been doing eBay for how long? July 2022. Oh, James, you and I. We kind of same-ish time-ish. Vicious, are you serious? You've been on eBay since eBay started? Like, when did eBay start? Like, I was like, I remember being in like my 20s and hearing about eBay. I randomly started last August. Didn't take it serious. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Wow. That's wild. I'm 51, graduated in 91. Whoa. Nice. Looking good. 0406 started listing again back in May. So you started in 2006, Chris? Yeah, that's OG status, Vicious. That's literally OG. Have you had the same account and everything since then too? Welcome back, Kachi. Okay, we've got a UW. This is a Tri-Mountain. This looks a little older to me. Let's see if we've got a tag on here. The tag up top's a little beefy. This feels a little older to me. I feel like this is a Y2K situation, especially with like the hook and loop. I guess I can say Velcro on here. I'm just so used to saying hook and loop. So with that on there, I mean, you just don't see that on these kind of jackets with the mock neck much anymore. So I am curious what year this is from. Hopefully I can find. What I'll do is I'll Google Lens this label up here, and then I should be able to like kind of see some other ones and kind of maybe get a better feel for it. Something like this that's not going to make me a ton of money. I'm not going to spend too much time on, but I don't mind investing, you know, a couple minutes into it. Every once in a while, though, you know, you get the mystery, like those shoes, where you're like, dude, I will spend time on this because I literally feel like Scooby-Doo trying to figure it out, right? We're like detectives of oddities. Okay, and then a back here. Yeah, I could be wrong about this label, but I'm feeling like it's a little bit older. 2004. Chris, that is, your account is technically vintage. That's amazing. That's awesome. You lost access years ago? Oh, I'm just a baby on a real selling journey. I like that. The rabbit hole search is so fun. It can be. I just try to not, because I have a tendency to like this happens to me with like true crime cases and stuff. All of a sudden it's like midnight and I've, you know, spent hours researching something. Yeah, here's that label, by the way. It's a little bit older. I've spent hours researching, you know, some case, going down some ridiculous rabbit hole, and I'm fighting keeping my eyes open. And it's like, I am not even trying to solve this. Why have I just been on a Reddit thread for 3 hours? Like, yes, I am doing this full time. I am now. I wasn't before. This literally just started out as a way for me to get rid of my mom's stuff after she passed, like the stuff that we didn't want. And it has turned into so much more. So I used to do online marketing. So before this, I was the chief marketing officer for an online company. And then before that, I was working doing sales for health and wellness stuff, like you know, hippie, naturally kind of stuff. Because that's who I am. If you guys saw how many vitamins I've taken a day, you'd be like, what is even happening in your life? So I started to have something to do after getting sober some days. And I love that. James, I think that's hugely inspiring. And I think it's so great that you found something that is able to like get you kind of up and going and moving and keeping you focused. I mean, for me, I think this has like helped my own like mental health, only because I was spending every day sitting behind a computer, literally doing this and making designs and just quiet. And it just like, I was just antsy all the time. And that's just who I am as a person. And I just always felt stressed. And I felt like I just needed, it's like I needed something different. And I kept telling my husband, I just need to be doing something different, you know, but it was like, I didn't know what to do. And I didn't want to go back to what I'd done in the past because that felt like I was going backwards. And I certainly didn't want to work for a different company. I love the people I was working for. I just really was feeling like I needed a change. And this has helped me so much. Like, I love going out on Saturday mornings with my coffee and my podcast. I love hanging out with you guys. This is super fun. This is a new adventure being online like this, and I love it. And I love sourcing. I love, I love the selling part of it when my phone goes ching. Like, I just really enjoy this. And I feel like I've got more freedom doing this too, if that makes any sense. I may put in some crazy hours, but I just feel more fulfilled. So I love that, James. That's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. A healthier one. Yeah, I love that. That's rad. Hey, Violet. Okay, so this is a little Volcom. I don't always pick up Volcom stuff. It used to be super popular. Now you can kind of get it you can get it at a little bit lower level stores. So I don't always pick it up, but this print is insane. Like, this is so cool. It is like a hot orange pink, like splatter paint look. This will have all that skate stuff. This will probably sell pretty quickly. Such a cool shirt. I absolutely love this shirt. Like, if this was my husband's style, I would put him in this. This is just not him, but I love this. I think this is such a hot and sexy shirt. So someone is going to be so stoked when they get this one, because it's going to look so cool, like paired with like maybe like a pair of distressed jeans or a pair of like kind of black indie jeans, or even just like straight flat-faced black chino shorts, like maybe a pair of Vans or checked slipped on Converse, or checked slipped on Vans, or like a high top black Converse. Like, I'm totally styling this shirt. I know, that's ridiculous. I just love it. This is one of my favorite pickups. It's just not my hubs. Like, he is way more of like a, I don't know, I guess he's kind of a little bit more preppy. So, print that will sell. Yeah. So again, this is one of those things, like I said, I didn't pick it up necessarily because it was a Volcom. I picked it up because this print will sell. This will probably sell on Depop, would be my guess. It might be eBay, but I would say it's probably a Depop item, just based on the print and the age group that I think is going to get that. Yeah, trigger words. This is going to have so many trigger words on this one, because that's what's going to help sell it. Because there's a lot of Volcom stuff for sale that's like not very expensive. But I think with the right words, I should be able to get like around 25 for this. So something right in there. Hey, Luke. Thanks for likes. Whoa, you guys, we already went over 10K likes. That was, honey, 11,400 likes already. You guys, that's the moment where you make me feel special. And I get all embarrassed and weird and verklempt, and then my cheeks turn red. Whew. Yes, also known as scritchily, we call it. It's when Charity feels scritchily, when I'm like, oh, I feel scritchily. Oh, I'm awkward. Because I'm just an awkward person. Okay, so this is the Volcom, and that's number 887. It looks like our chest is a 22.5. Our length is a 30.5. Oh, I don't like the tag again on that one too. Shoulders is an 18. I think what it is I might need to adjust my light. Yep. I hope that's not too bright for you guys. It's just doing like a weird look. Hi, YouTube. I'm not ignoring you. I promise. I see you guys. Hi. I know our chat is like disconnected for some reason on there. So if you're wanting to chat, you can always hop over and find me on TikTok. But I appreciate you coming in. I promise I'm not ignoring. Okay, yeah. And this is an XL too. What trigger words would you use for the shirt? So this is going to be surf, skate, indie, punk, edgy, alternative, splatter paint, insane print, SK8, skater boy, BOY and BOI, surfer, rock, concert, punky, edgy. I mean, those are just off the top of the head that I could think of. Retro, streetwear, street skate, longboard. So the words to use in the description. Yeah, so in the descriptions of all my stuff, under the measurements, I have my classic copy paste, which is like, please look at the photos. We ship fast, just my regular little copy paste. And then underneath that, in the description, I put the trigger words, and then I put my SKU number. I write it there too. And the reason I put my SKU in there is because on Depop, you can't see the SKU as easily, so I can just go on description and look. So yeah. So and I would suggest, so what I have, so this is a suggestion for everyone. Here's my tip of the night, giving out my secrets. So on my phone and my iPad, I have descriptive words and I have hashtags that I use, and I don't put a hashtag before it for these things, but I just take and copy and paste it and put it into my listing. So look at all these. I mean, there's tons of them. So, and it's just stuff I've collected over the time of doing this. Like, just take, for instance, like the Gorp one is Gorp core, utility, norm core, hiking, outdoors, earthy. The goth is whimsy goth, mall goth, cute goth, pastel goth, witch core, goth, Clolita, and Victorian goth. Grandma core, grandma, granny core, grandparent core, knit, vintage, chunky knit, crochet, cottage core, flower, retro. So I just have it broken up into different categories. So that's the tip of the evening, is just save those in your notes so that you can just copy and paste it. I know people that do this on the computer and they'll just have their notes like up on the computer. I list from my iPad. Yeah, Chris, anything I can do to save myself time, you know, I'm all about it. So maximizing time. I always think of it kind of as like a bit of a game. Like how quickly can I get something listed well? So that, and that just like, I always think of it as kind of like a raise. I know that probably sounds weird, but if I'm able to like, if like, okay, let's say a year ago, it took me an hour to list one pair of shoes and I'm making $20 profit on those shoes, and I'm making, you know, $20 an hour, but not really because there's fees and everything. So after the cost of the shoes and after all that, I'm really probably only making about $10 to $11 an hour. So my thinking was, I don't want to make $10 to $11 an hour. In order to take this full time and not have to go back into doing marketing or something, I need to be making more than that. So I can't make more on the listing. So I have to make more by doing this faster. So my goal is to just to get faster and quicker. And one of the best ways to get faster and quicker is to be able to create shortcuts, which is why I have gadgets and I do things like, I figure if it takes me 5 seconds every time I pick up a lint roller from the table, if I can tie a string on it and I use a lint roller 100 times a day, that's 100 times 5 seconds. So I'm saving time there. So I'm just constantly trying to think like, I'm a bit of like, I'm just a bit of a like a analytically nerd person when it comes to that kind of stuff, or at least that's what I call myself. And so I'm always trying to think like, how can I maximize my time? So it's like, if I can do trigger words like that and have everything saved, I also like listing straight onto eBay first, because they have sell similar, and I use sell similar all the time. So I find a listing that, you know, said it was somebody else sold something. I do sell similar. I can quickly change things. And now I can list a pair of shoes in, you know, 4 or 5 minutes, depending on the shoes. If I have to do research, then I will, if it's a more expensive pair. So those seconds matter. Efficiency, holy damn, it's exactly how I reduce handle time for companies. Yeah. And for me, it's like, that's how my mind works, because like I said, I did marketing for a long time. So like, I'm constantly thinking like, I'm thinking like in click rates per minute, and I'm thinking all of those statistics in my head. And so for me, it was like, I need to maximize, you know, constantly working smarter, not harder, so that I can make enough money to take this full time, so that I didn't have to go back and get a regular job, which I've successfully been able to do, which is awesome. I would love to do full time too, but I'm scared to get my guaranteed $90K a year. I know it's scary. It's scary. It's scary. I understand. And I would never encourage anyone to just like quit your job. I think you need to really get it dialed in, you know, how you're going to do this, what you want to do, have that goals and game plan. And then, you know, you also have to take into consideration, like, how much pressure am I putting on myself? Like, if I go full time with this and I don't feel like I'm ready and there's so much pressure, am I going to even have fun? Am I going to still do the things positive in my life? And so that was me. And for me, it was not positive sitting behind a table all day and not getting out and doing things and being active. For me, it was a mental health thing. So I love being here. I love doing this, but it was still scary to decide to take this full time and not do something else. I get you. I found a rare Beanie Baby. Should price it, right? Yes, bearded. No, but I saw that Care Bear. That was a freaking boss find. Dang. When you walked in and you saw that Care Bear, did you already know what it was before you even picked it up? Because I saw you walking towards it and I was like, what? It's like, no way. Hey, Retro. Okay, so these are a pair of Levi's. If you haven't joined me before, I'll teach you how to date your Levi's so that you know. So if they're a newer pair, which these are a newer pair, if you look on the tag here, you're going to see somewhere where it says CW. So you just look for the CW, and then there's going to be 4 digits next to it. So this is 1417. So this means that these pants were released the 14th week of 2017. So that's what that means. 1417 is the 14th week of 2017. So because for me, I always put my dates in my Levi's listing. And I sell a lot of Levi's, and I honestly will say that I believe that one of the reasons I sell so many Levi's is because I do put the dates in there, because people like to buy stuff because it's a certain era, or they really like, oh man, I really like Levi's from 2017. Yeah. I didn't know it was that good, but yeah, I was excited after I did my research. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, dude, that was a score. And you sold that thing fast. Yeah, Chris, my Levi's are now dated. Fantastic. That's what I'm talking about. I've also started to notice recently that I am getting return buyers on Levi's. So people that have bought Levi's from me are buying other pairs of Levi's. So that's pretty cool. Because some people are like, I'm a 505 person. I only like this size, and I like the vertical, lining rather than the regular cross knit. And they only like that. So they start following me. So then when I have those pop up, they get them. So that's really cool. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we are at 9:03. Only have a couple things left here, guys, and then I will let you go for the evening. So we need to write down the sizing on those. So let's see. These started out as a 34-30. Looks like our ankle is a 7. Our inseam is a 25.5. Whoa. Those shrunk a lot. So this is a pair that originally was 34-30. Normally what I'll do in my listing is write 34-30, and then in parentheses, I'll write what the new size is. But for something that has shrank that much, which some of these women's Levi's Denzens do that, I will probably just write like 34 by 26 or something, because that's way too much shrinkage to have in my original sizing. And then in the description, I'll write started out as this. So I normally put both of them, but that is just such a crazy amount of difference. And then the waist is still a 34. So you know what? I'm going to remeasure those, because that is like the Denzen shrink, but that is serious shrinkage. So we're going to look one more time to make sure that I didn't just trip. Nope, that's a 25.5. Wow. That is a 4.5 inch shrinkage on those. That is so crazy. Do you try to work with your return buyers more? You know what? I don't pay attention. I'll be honest. There's so many people out there, and this is something I learned, doing marketing. It's come up a lot tonight, but must be in my space for some reason. But one of the things I learned, through my years of doing marketing was there are so many people on the planet. And when I try to hyper focus thinking someone's going to buy something or do something or get something, I'm putting all that energy out, and that person may or may not be interested. I would rather open it up to everyone. If that person comes along and sees it and I can say hi, great. But in the meantime, I want to focus on all the people in my neighborhood, meaning all the people buying, rather than just one neighbor. So that's, no, they're not hemmed. No, that's just a straight up shrinkage. These women Denzens do that. They usually shrink like 2 or 3 inches. That is standard. I've just never seen a pair shrink 4.5 inches. So that's so crazy. So crazy. Okay. Next we've got a Nike Zip. This is a ThermaFit. It looks like an XXL. Yep. And then do we have a year on this one? This is what year are you? I think you're 2014. So here's how you tell on Nikes. Not every shirt will have this. It depends on the shirt. The more quality stuff usually does, like the dry fit and stuff. So if you look here on this tag, I hope you guys can see that. You'll see it says SP, and then it's got a bunch of digits under there. So what that means is this was released in spring of 2014. So that's why it says SP and then 140611. So that means it was released in spring 2014 in the summer. And then LMS is the factory code, I believe, one of the factory codes for Nike. So you bet your bottom britches, I'm going to put that in the listing that this was a 2014, because that makes it 10 years old. To people that are younger buying this, I know to us 2014 probably doesn't seem like that long ago, or at least it doesn't usually to me. But I can remember being a kid like in the 90s or the early 2000s, and the 80s and the 90s, even when I was in the 2000s, seemed so long ago. So to the kid that's going to buy this, that seems so long ago. This will probably be like a 24-year-old kid, 20. I know that's not a kid, but to me, that's a kid that's probably going to buy this. So I want to make sure I put the year down on that. So it's a 2014. Let's get pictures. And for my hoods, this is what I do, because it makes it so you can see that it's a hood. So I just get it up on my little thing. Do that. Let's even it out so it looks nice. And then that way they're able to see that it has a hood on it. Come on, cooperation, please. There we go. Okay. Get the little hair off there. Perfect. All right. So we're going to get a front picture of this. And then we'll do our measurements. Usually on the Nike stuff, I'll make sure I get like a close-up photo of the embroidery or the swish or whatnot. Looks like our shoulders are about a 20 on this. And then, of course, it's long sleeve. So we want to get that sleeve in there. Also, make sure you check the ends of these for the thumb holes. Because, like, a lot of the women's Nike stuff, like this isn't men's, but a lot of the women's Nike stuff will have the thumb holes in it. And people will buy that because the thumb holes are on there. So make sure you're always checking that. That's one of those things that can really up the value of your item. I always find my things with thumb holes, I'm usually able to get, you know, maybe like $2 or $3, maybe $5 more, depending on the brand, just because of that thumb hole. Because people want it for like walking, jogging, etc. So there's that. Perfect. And then we'll get a picture of the inside tag. On hoodies, I usually unzip this a little bit too. And I'll just kind of get a little photo of the inside. You can do this up on the wall if you want. I don't get too crazy with it. I mean, I just want people to mainly see that it's clean. And let's get this off the hanger here. We're going to get a picture of the size tag. And then we're also going to get a picture of that tag that has the date on it. Let's see. Do we need our tweezers for that? Probably. So simple, it's genius. Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Made me feel good about my age. Thank you. I'm just a kid. You're just a kid. You're just a kid. 10 minutes. Okay, sounds good. That's about what we have left on here. So if you guys tell me how to send the people that are watching over, I will do that too. Okay, so we got that, and we're going to get this in a bag here. And it looks like we only have a couple more items here. So this is going to be, had to finally order another roll of these. That means we officially will have listed, I believe there was 1,000 on that roll. So that means I will finally have hit 1,000 clothing listings. Woo, that's a milestone. I can remember when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, those labels are going to last me like 100 years. Because it used to take me so long to get something listed. And now it's like, you know, so fast. It's so crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I should be listing. I have 1,000 pieces of clothing listed. And it's whatever. Yeah, I get that. I got a garage full of that we're all going through together. So I understand. I know every time I go garage sailing on a Saturday, I always feel like mildly guilty that I'm out garage sailing and yet I still have more stuff. But at the same time, I feel like I'm going to run out of stuff. Maybe that's like my own issues, but I always feel like do the garage sales while the garage sailing is good, because then the garage sailing goes away for the year. Although I think it's going to be better here. Like in Washington, you get a short period of time because it rains so much there and it's always wet. So you just get such a short period of time that you really have to make the most of it. Here, though, in Texas, I think it's probably a little bit more around. Oh, thank you, Chris, for asking people to tap the screen. I picture all those dollar bills sitting. Yeah, no doubt, right? Dudes, boxes of money just sitting there. Okay, we got some Levi's here. So these are Levi's jorts. These will probably sell before I can even get them listed. Those Wranglers, do you guys remember those Wranglers that I had the other day? Those dead stock Wranglers that the tag said $14.99, but I was like, they're worth more than $14.99. It's just when I got them, they were $14.99. Just sold them for $22, I think, today. So that's funny. Tag says $14.99, but I think I might have written in the description. I think I wrote in the description like dead stock was $14.99 at the time back in, and I was able to kind of date them. I think they were like a 2007 or something like that. So I just think I knew that they were going to sell so fast. Like jorts are just no brainer. You see jorts, I don't care what brand they are. Especially if they have like this kind of acid washy stone wash look to them. Are you kidding me? Like, there's no way they aren't going to sell. So one thing that I do on jorts too is I always make sure I get the leg openings. That is very, very important because people want to know the extent of the bagginess. And make sure when you're doing jorts too, that you also put dad core in. Dad core, grandparent, granny core, grandpa core. Very, very, very important to put those in there because that's kind of how people are going to search for those. So jorts is a funny word, right? Jean, shorts, jorts. It is definitely funny though. You remember those, Chris? Yeah, they just sold. I knew they would. It was just like, oh, yep, they're not lasting. All right, so let's date these jorts. So let's take a look here at the tag. So we've got CW 4217. Pop quiz. Yeah, pop quiz hot shot. Who knows what that means? If it says, see what you guys have learned. If it says CW 4217, what does that mean? I'm so curious to see if anybody can figure it out. CW 41, so what we said, 4217. CW 4217. All right, these are going to be number 905. And I am going to weigh these. These are probably a 1 pound, 2 ounces would be my guess. So I want to make sure that I weigh them in case they're over a pound. You got it. Vicious. Vicious has got it. Ding, ding, ding. 42nd week of 2017. You did it. I am very, 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 very proud of you. That's awesome. Fantastic. So 2017, and let's see, what is our measurement? So these are a pair of 569s, which is a standard jorts, and they are 32s. So let's see if they shrunk up at all. So we've got leg opening of 11.5. We have a length of 12 for our inseam. We have a rise of 13. They're straight legs, so I didn't worry about the waist. And our waist is 32, so they are true to size. 2 more things, and we're out of here. Okay, so this is, this has a couple spots on it, guys. I actually may try to get these out. So we're going to have one more thing. So this has just a little bit of spots. So what I'll do is just spray a little bit of OxyClean on that, and then when we get off here, I'll go ahead and try to scrub that out. If it doesn't come out, great. If it does, great. I'm not going to put too much work into it. Yeah, absolutely, Vicious. Heading over to the interview. How do we find it? Will you type in here one more time where we're going? Hey, Captain Thrifty. All right, so we're on our last item here. So this is a vintage Cabela hooded hunting jacket, hoodie. It's got the camo print. It's got the breakup infinity camo print. So we're going to get a picture of this one here. This is perfect time of year to start getting some of this stuff listed. I always check the pockets when I wash and clean things, but I check them again. Last funny story for the night. I was getting ready to wrap up a purse I had sold, a leather Dooney and Burke, and I had it all wrapped up, ready to go, sold on Poshmark. I'm getting ready to, ship it out. And I looked down on the floor of my listing room and I saw a pill. And I wasn't sure what it was because it's not something I recognized. I thought maybe I had dropped a Tylenol or something. And so I picked it up and I didn't recognize it. So I looked it up to see what it was online. I don't want to use any words because I don't want to trigger the live, but it was for sleeping. It was like a prescription one. And so I panicked because I thought, oh man, what if it had to have fallen out of that purse because it was the only thing that I had sold that day that wasn't like a, just a piece of clothing. Everything else was just like t-shirts and stuff that I was like, it wasn't from that. So I unpacked this entire purse because I was so worried. So I went through, because when I pack my purses up, especially like something expensive like that, I wrap every little thing. So I had to unwrap the whole thing and go through it. There wasn't anything else in there, but that's, I'm assuming, where it had fallen out of. I cleaned it, but I mean, those little things get in little pockets. So I think when I was wrapping it, wrapping the handles that had fallen out, can you even imagine if something else had been in there? So it was a good lesson for me to remember to, check, double check. There's nothing wrong with taking that extra second and looking in every single little pocket, every little dip, every little divot, because I don't want someone to get sick or something. I mean, that's like I would feel like the world's worst person. So yeah, I'm glad I found it. I'm glad that Jack or Sally, our little dogs, didn't find it, because that could have been real bad. That could have been real bad. So that was a huge relief that there was nothing else in there, but a huge relief that I found it. So I found it, and then of course we vacuumed the listing room and stuff really good because I was like, oh, what if another one had fallen or something? But yeah, it was just a good reminder. Sometimes we need all those little things. Like, yeah, hey Rosalie, hey, did Vicious write down how to get in there to wherever Vicious was going? Chris, how do we watch this thing that's going on? Give us the information. All right, so this is our last item here. So this is 906. We're gonna write this one down, and actually we're not, because I got to make a whole new sheet. So I'll just write Cabela here. I gotta bust out the ruler and do all that stuff. So yeah. Always check stuff. Yeah, she didn't. It's Arizona's life. Okay, so anybody that's interested in hopping off here and going over and checking somebody else's out, same thing with any of you guys watching on YouTube. If you hop over to TikTok and check out Arizona, it's Arizona Pick It. Arizona Picker. What is it, Chris? I don't remember. God, I'm so bad with name stuff. Pickin'. Arizona Pickin'. So Pickin. So yeah. So hop over there, you guys, and check that out. See what they got going on over there. I'll probably do that while I get some stuff listed here. Just so I've got some background noise. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Tomorrow, 100%, we're getting into that garage. I need to get another box because we are officially out of things in the room to get up. So we'll be getting in that garage tomorrow. I should be on a little bit earlier tomorrow with our new fancy internet. So that's exciting. And I'll see you guys then. Bye, fellow weirdos. Yeah, I just clicked in stream.